Hey everyone, it's Susan, and I'm here from my Facebook Live on Wednesdays. How are you doing? So, today I'm talking about confidence and how it relates to self esteem. So, I'll use an example. One of the things about confidence is you have to really understand the way you get to hold space in your own sense of your ability to do things. So, you might notice that I'm on green screen again, and so part of being confident is also anticipating mistakes and dealing with them. So I'm still not getting my background to work all the time. So I'm dealing with that mistake and I'm remaining on my mission to give you some psychoeducational information and hope that it will be of help or a breath of fresh air to you this week. So the difference between confidence is and self-esteem is that confidence is basically your ability, the way you feel about your ability to do things, and and having faith in yourself about what you can do, and believing in yourself. Self-esteem is how you feel about the activities that you do, how you feel about yourself in all of it. And so you can actually have really great self-esteem and really poor confidence, or really poor confidence and really good self-esteem. So they don't really intersect, but there are things on either side of the fence that you can build. So I want you to think about a confident person that you know, someone that you feel like has shown a lot of confidence, made mistakes, been able to deal with them, is really good in some activities, an expert, and just always seems to have like a positive attitude, a way of working out of things. And then I want you to think for a second. Do you have that in mind? Maybe one or two people that have really displayed a level of confidence that you've noticed and maybe you've actually admired or tried to emulate. And then I want you to think about yourself and areas in your life that you're confident in. And you might want to jot them down so you remember. And I also simultaneously want you to think about places where you're not confident. And then, just because we're playing both sides of the fence with confidence and self-esteem, I want you to think about your own self-esteem and how would you rate it today in this hour? How's your self-esteem doing? And where in your life, in what areas do you feel like your self-esteem, you really don't have to work on it, it's there? And other times where your self-esteem might waver. So it's activities and the feelings that we hold, confidence, activities that we can do, self-esteem, feelings that we hold about it and hold about ourselves. And so this idea about trying to figure out when you aren't confident and when you don't feel really high self-esteem, it's really good to notice that, because there may be some sabotaging elements or facade elements that are going on here. So sometimes we might, the expression fake it till you make it. Well, in terms of confidence, sometimes you have to do that, because if you're making a mistake or you feel like you have to anticipate a backup plan and you just have to sort of hold faith in yourself that you can get through it. There we are in the sense of confidence building, like we're building confidence in this area. But sometimes holding a facade and feeling really confident actually makes you very, very, very vulnerable if you feel like you're not able to do the activity or the task that you're saying that you're going to do. And so you're more apt to struggle with feelings of failure, and maybe the pushing up the facade confidence is the way that you kind of hold space to fake it till you make it, so to speak, but in the ways of it might be difficult, you might fall hard. So in the area of confidence and building up your confidence in certain activities and abilities that you have, I want you to think about things that help you do that. Self-talk, practice, being prepared, being on time, making sure that you're experiencing whatever it is, the activity, as something, as a learning, that you're going to look at both sides. Like, what's good about this, and what did I learn, and what was difficult about this, and what did I learn? So that there is it's a learning exercise more than just a evaluating yourself exercise, like whether you're good or bad, like learning about the challenge and the strength of the exercise. And also allowing yourself to take in compliments if people are giving you some kudos about what you do. And the other is finding people who model confidence to you, so you understand what it is and what it takes to be a confident person, that you can emulate that you can see it play out. But some of the other things is to challenge yourself in developing confidence, to push to the next level, to try something that you think you might not be able to do, to really get a sense of how you can grow in an activity or in an ability, that you can grow and that you can practice that growth. So that's all about confidence and how we build it, where we want to build it, and where we naturally have it. So I want you to think today of an area in your life that you'd like to be more confident in, and what it would look like if you were confident. And how might you sabotage yourself just out of the fear of having to go to that edge. I want you to just keep all those things in mind so you can recognize when you're doing any of this. And if you're setting yourself up to do something that you haven't normally done, I wonder if you could prepare. Think about the things that you might have to put in place in order to feel like you can be in a place where you're grounded and centered around the activity or the ability that you're testing out in yourself. And have a place where you process it, what it was like to go through it, even if it's just yourself in your journal, but maybe it's another like-minded person that's also pushing themselves. And then I want to switch into the idea of self-esteem. So a lot of times self-esteem comes from this feeling that we're going to be criticized, that we can't feel good about ourselves because we're not really good, or we don't deserve the praise. And so to think about ways that you can build your self-esteem up. And one of the favorite ways, or the ways that I tell my clients to practice, is whenever you're in a challenging situation and you're feeling really uncomfortable, or your feelings of yourself are starting to waver, is to remember the times that you did feel really good about yourself and relate that to the situation that you're in. So maybe some of what you have to do is clear your mind about feeling judged by people or personalizing something, that you really have to think about your own feelings about yourself, and that those are worth developing no matter what's going on around you. And if your confidence is really pushing on your self-esteem, then you know it's a growth area, and that maybe there's something in your self-esteem that's really being challenged by the activity that you're trying to do. And that's really something to look at, like, where is that insecurity and why does it come up? And getting around people that might be dealing with a sense of insecurity in that same area. Like sometimes it's a skill set you're trying to learn how to be better in your job, and it's easier to learn how to do that around people that are also trying to learn how to do that, or to have some rapport about that. So to feel good about what you're doing and feel good about your growth is the self-esteem part. One of the things that I notice in my clients when they're working on their confidence and their self-esteem is that it's easy not to keep track of it and just to be in the, what would we say, in the fog about all of it. And I think it's good to take stock every day about things that you have felt good about in terms of what you've accomplished, but also how you're feeling about yourself throughout the day. And if you're noticing really big jags, that you're feeling really bad about yourself or anxious and fearful, and those are the feelings that are coming up instead of the good feelings about yourself, the part of yourself that encourages you, and and the part of yourself that really connects with yourself in total acceptance, then there may be some work to do there. If you feel like you're falling a lot and not feeling good about yourself and having negative thoughts about yourself, or feeling like your self-talk is very critical, that's an area of, okay, cue in, that's a place to be aware of, because it's going to hold you back in whatever else you're trying to accomplish and how you're trying to feel about yourself. So a lot of times in relationships, we are trying to develop a sense of confidence in ourselves and also good feelings about ourselves, so that we can be ourselves with whoever we're choosing to be with, whether it's a friend, a new friend, or a family member, and we're trying to develop a different kind of rapport with them. It's really to check in and think about your confidence and self-esteem from time to time, and use it as almost like a rating system. Like, am I feeling confident in this, or do I need to like say that out loud? Like, I'm not really feeling confident about this hike that we're going on. I don't know if I can do it. And that way you don't have to hide those feelings about your capacity. And then if you're also feeling uncomfortable about yourself, and not good about yourself in certain situations, then that, and you're trying to get close to someone, it's good to also figure out how you can talk about them. Not like, I feel so bad about myself, but how you can be more vulnerable about, wait, this is making me feel uncomfortable, or I'm not quite sure what I'm doing or what's going on here, so that your vulnerability can be a way that you build up your self-confidence, I mean your self-esteem, your vulnerability, sharing with yourself first, of course, that this is making you feel a little bit uncomfortable in yourself, and also, if you're comfortable with whoever you're with, to share that too. So that might be like, um, feeling misunderstood in a conversation, for example, and really wanting to have better communication, and that makes you feel bad about yourself, that you shut down, or that you're misunderstood. Bringing that kind of thing into the surface, that kind of thing to the surface, can actually build your self-esteem. So keeping track of yourself, where are you with your confidence and self-esteem? Where was the parts of the day where you felt like it was intact? Where were some of the areas where it weakened and you started to feel like your questioning of yourself started to come up? So just a little glimpse on confidence and self-esteem. I hope that you found some tidbits in there that will help you. And I'm always looking for ways to get people to understand how they relate better to themselves, so they can be healthier with other people. And I am so looking forward to meeting you next week. And I hope you found this little Wednesday live helpful. Okay, bye for now and take care.